Hello, Alabama. Former Alabama WR Trayshawn Holden shades Tide, calls grass greener at Oregon. Former University of Alabama wide receiver Trayshawn Holden recently shared his thoughts on transferring to the University of Oregon, suggesting a significant improvement in his personal and professional experience. Originally ranked as a four-star recruit and among the top 190 in the 2020 class by 247 Sports, Holden had high expectations upon joining Alabama's prestigious team. Holden was an important component of the recruiting class led by Bryce Young, the acclaimed modern-day quarterback who would eventually become the number one pick in the draft. However, during his 3 years in Tuscaloosa, Holden often found himself behind other talented receivers such as John Mechie, Jameson Williams, Slade Bolden, Jermaine Burton and Ja'Corey Brooks, limiting his playing time and opportunities to shine. The 2023 season brought a crucial change for Holden, who decided to transfer to the University of Oregon. In the new environment, Holden had the chance to stand out. During last season, he recorded 37 receptions for 452 yards and scored 6 touchdowns, all personal record marks. He got some prominence at Oregon. Last Sunday, Holden took to social media, using the app formerly known as Twitter, to express his delight at the transfer. His message suggested that his experience in Oregon was much more positive, metaphorically comparing the situation with the phrase, "All I can say about Oregon is that the grass is definitely greener." That comment sparked a backlash among Alabama fans, insinuating that moving to Oregon brought him advantages he didn't get at Alabama. The future could hold a reunion between the Alabama and Oregon teams, especially with the expansion of the playoffs. If both teams live up to their expectations, a clash could be inevitable. Holden had his role at Alabama, but he didn't get to stand out. Now let's hope for the newcomers who are at Alabama and use the criticism in their favor to grow at Bama. Michael Penix Jr. joins DeBoer in Alabama recruiting. Recent movement in the world of college football has seen the arrival of Kalen DeBoer at the University of Alabama, bringing with him a touch of Washington to Tuscaloosa. DeBoer, in assembling his coaching staff, chose some familiar faces from the University of Washington, including former coordinator and safeties coach Chuck Morrell and former strength and conditioning coach Ron McKeefery, who have taken positions as special assistants. Additionally, Ollie Smith, who was DeBoer's executive assistant with the Huskies, was also part of this transition. Players also follow this migratory current. Notable among them are former wide receiver Jeremy Bernard, quarterback Austin Mack and offensive lineman Parker Brailsford, who quickly entered the transfer portal following DeBoer's departure and joined the Crimson Tide roster. This move not only demonstrates the players' confidence in DeBoer, but also the coach's ability to attract talent to his new team. One of the main criticisms facing DeBoer in his new role as Alabama's head coach is his ability to recruit in the competitive SEC landscape. However, it appears he has some assets, evidenced by Michael Penix Jr.'s recent visit to Tuscaloosa. Penix Jr., one of the college quarterbacks and Heisman runner-up, was seen alongside players and recruits, including Donovan Murph, who shared a photo of them together at the Tide facility. This visit raises several speculations, especially about a possible meeting between Penix Jr. and Jalen Milroe. Milroe, who had a 2023-2024 season marked by ups and downs, including periods on the bench and questions about his ability as a primary quarterback, could benefit significantly from an interaction with Penix Jr. Penix Jr.'s experience and success, culminating in being the 8th overall pick in the NFL draft, make him a figure of inspiration and learning for Milroe. DeBoer, by bringing Penix Jr. for the visit, demonstrates a smart recruiting strategy, showing potential players the type of talent and mentorship they could expect when joining Alabama. This not only reinforces the Crimson Tide's reputation as an incubator of elite talent, but also underscores DeBoer's ability to attract and retain high-caliber players. The movement of players and coaches from Washington to Alabama, along with Penix Jr.'s visit, signals a new era in talent recruiting and development in Tuscaloosa. DeBoer's ability to create a connection with his players and bring them to a new stage at Alabama could be a deciding factor in the program's continued success. Additionally, Penix Jr.'s potential mentorship of Milroe could be the catalyst needed to turn the young quarterback into a true threat on opposing defenses. The transition of DeBoer and his staff to Alabama, accompanied by the strategic visit of Michael Penix Jr., is a calculated move that could have significant implications for the future of college football in Tuscaloosa. Kalen DeBoer and elite recruiting transforming the Crimson Tide. As the Alabama Crimson Tide transitions from the Nick Saban era, the arrival of Kalen DeBoer as the new head coach marks the beginning of a new era in college football for the team. Known for his recruiting prowess, DeBoer has already begun to make his mark, generating significant momentum for the Crimson Tide and showing his potential to maintain the high level of performance the team is accustomed to. Alabama currently sits at number 3 in the 247 sports team rankings for the class of 2025. This impressive feat is a testament to the recruiting efforts of DeBoer, who has quickly distinguished himself as an elite recruiter. While their early success is promising, the true test will be their ability to maintain this level of performance over time, ensuring Alabama remains competitive for seasons to come. DeBoer's recruiting efforts are in full swing, with several official visits and crucial camps scheduled in the coming months. These events are critical to securing future commitments and solidifying Alabama's position as a powerhouse on the college football scene. With a high rating already well positioned, there is potential for the team to exceed expectations and continue to attract high-level talent. DeBoer's dedication to recruiting and his strategic planning are evident. He is not only bringing promising talent to the team, but also laying a solid foundation for the future. This commitment to quality recruiting is crucial, especially considering the shadow of Saban, whose influence and success are undeniable. As DeBoer continues his recruiting efforts and prepares for next season, his goal is clear: solidify Alabama's position among the top recruiting classes in the country. If he can maintain his current pace, DeBoer can not only continue Saban's legacy of success, but also set his own path, elevating the Crimson Tide to new heights. Kalen DeBoer's promising start to Alabama football recruiting is a strong indicator of his potential as a top recruiter. With a well-defined strategy and dynamic approach, DeBoer is well-positioned to turn the red tide and ensure Alabama continues to be a top contender in college football. Alabama announces complete schedule for 2024 football season. With just over 2 months until the start of the 2024 football season, the Alabama Crimson Tide has finalized its schedule, featuring 12 games with official fall windows. Kalen DeBoer's debut as head coach will be marked by several important primetime games, promising a season full of excitement. Alabama opens the season with 2 home games. The first is against Western Kentucky, followed by a matchup with South Florida, both scheduled to begin at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. These games will serve as a warm-up for the team before facing greater challenges. On September 14th, the Crimson Tide will travel to Madison to face Wisconsin, ending their series of non-conference games. This game promises to be a significant test for DeBoer's team, as Wisconsin is known to be a formidable opponent. The conference season kicks off in style with a showdown at Bryant-Denny Stadium against Georgia. This game, scheduled for 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, will be one of the highlights of the season, with quarterbacks Jalen Milroe of Alabama and Carson Beck of Georgia both considered strong candidates for the Heisman Trophy. Expectations are high for this clash, which could define the direction of the two teams in the SEC. 6 of Alabama's conference games do not yet have official times set. One of those games is against Vanderbilt, scheduled for October 5th, with a late start time, meaning it will begin between 2:30 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. The other 5 games have flexible locations and times, ranging from 2:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. These include road matchups against Tennessee, LSU and Oklahoma, plus home games against Missouri and Auburn. The game against Auburn, known as the Iron Bowl, is always one of the most anticipated of the season, especially after last year's thrilling finish. Alabama's 2024 season promises to be an exciting one, with Kalen DeBoer leading the team in his rookie season. The mix of primetime games, Matchups against historic rivals and SEC conference playoffs ensures that each week will bring unique challenges and opportunities for the Crimson Tide. College football fans and Alabama followers can look forward to an action-packed season where each game can have a significant impact on the team's path to success. With a well-balanced schedule and several standout games, the Crimson Tide is prepared to face one of the most challenging and exciting seasons in recent memory. I want to see your opinion. Comment.